Have you ever been in a rush, only to find that your car won't start because of a dead battery? It's one of the most frustrating experiences, and it always seems to happen at the worst possible time. But have you ever wondered why your battery keeps dying over and over again? Is it just old age, or is there something else draining its power? In this video, we're going to break down the real reasons your car battery keeps failing and, more importantly, how you can fix it for good. Parasitic drains. Whenever an electrical component continues to suck power from the battery even after the engine has been shut off, this is an example of a parasitic drain to the battery. Internal lights or trunk lights that remain on, a security system that is not functioning properly, a relay that is blocked, or an alternator diode that is not functioning properly are all common causes of this issue. Considering that parasitic drains frequently manifest themselves without any obvious symptoms, diagnosing them is one of the most challenging aspects of battery problems. This can cause the battery to gradually deteriorate over time, which can lead to repeated failures. A minor but steady power drain can have this effect. Keep the accessories on. The battery might be depleted overnight if you forget to switch off your headlights, dome lights, or any other accessories your vehicle may have. The automatic shutoff option is available in some current automobiles. However, it may not be available in older models. Over time, even relatively little accessories such as phone chargers that are kept plugged in can contribute to the depletion of the battery. Before taking off from your car, you should always make sure that all of the lights and accessories have been turned off. Putting in place a battery protection mechanism that will turn off the power supply before the battery has been entirely depleted is strongly recommended. It is important to make it a practice to turn off all of the electrical components before getting out of the vehicle. As a reminder to check for lights and accessories that have been left on, you can use reminders such as dashboard notes or alarms. A negative alternator. While the engine is running, the alternator is responsible for recharging the battery. In the event that it is malfunctioning, the battery will not acquire sufficient charge and will gradually die. Voltage fluctuations, which can cause damage to electrical components, can also be caused by an alternator that is not functioning properly. A burning smell coming from the engine bay, lights that are dim or flickering, warning lights on the dashboard, electrical failures such as the radio cutting out, or peculiar noises such as grinding or whining are all signs that something is wrong with the vehicle. Temperatures that are extremely high. Both high and low temperatures have the potential to adversely affect the performance of a battery. Extreme cold causes the chemical reactions to slow down, which in turn reduces the power. Extreme heat can cause an excessive amount of battery fluids to evaporate, which can reduce the battery's lifespan. In places that experience dramatic seasonal fluctuations, batteries are more susceptible to failing prematurely sooner than expected. When it is possible, attempt to park in a garage or a shady place. In chilly weather, you should make use of an insulated battery blanket. Check and maintain the fluid levels in the battery on a regular basis. Under frigid temperatures, you might want to think about using a battery heater in order to keep your performance at its best. Corroded or loose connections to the battery. Having corrosion on the terminals of the battery can make it impossible for the battery to charge properly. Electrical problems can also be caused by loose connections, which can result in power outages that occur intermittently. The accumulation of corrosion is a regular occurrence in humid situations, and if left unchecked, can dramatically reduce the lifespan of batteries. Conduct a corrosion check on the terminals of the battery and then clean them with a solution consisting of baking soda and water. To guarantee a safe connection, you should tighten any wires that are loose. By applying petroleum jelly or terminal protector spray, you can prevent corrosion from occurring in the future. Check the terminals of the battery on a regular basis as part of your usual maintenance. A battery that is either too old or too weak. Auto batteries typically have a lifespan of 3 to 5 years. Your battery may not be able to keep a charge as effectively as it used to if it is getting on in years. During its lifespan, a battery gradually loses its capacity to store energy in an effective manner, which makes it more prone to malfunctioning. On the label of the battery, check the date when it was manufactured. The item should be replaced if it is older than 5 years. Ascertain whether or not the battery is still in good condition by carrying out a load test at an auto parts store. Short trips and infrequent use. In the event that you only travel short distances, the alternator will not have sufficient time to completely recharge the battery. Additionally, if you leave your vehicle parked for extended periods of time, the battery will gradually discharge owing to the natural discharge process. At regular intervals, you should drive your vehicle for greater distances, at least 20 to 30 minutes, so that the alternator can recharge the battery. If you do not drive frequently, you should make use of a trickle charger or a battery maintainer. In order to avoid the battery from slowly discharging, disconnect it if the car is going to be parked for an extended amount of time. A charging system that is problematic. It is possible for your battery to not receive the necessary charge if the charging system is not functioning properly. This problem may be caused by a number of factors, including worn-out belts, malfunctioning voltage regulators, and compromised wiring. Get your charging system checked out at a business that specializes in auto repair. Replace any components that are not functioning properly, such as the wiring, voltage regulators, or belts. Verify that the charging system has a secure connection for each and every electrical component. There are an excessive number of electronic devices operating simultaneously. The operation of high-power electronics, such as amplifiers, GPS devices, and seat warmers, can put a burden on your battery, particularly if your alternator is not powerful enough to keep up with the demands of the situation. It is best to avoid operating numerous devices that consume a lot of electricity at the same time when the engine is turned off. In the event that greater electrical loads are required, you should consider upgrading your alternator. Make use of accessories that are power efficient to reduce the pressure on the battery. Battery that is not effective. Occasionally, a battery may contain an internal flaw that was manufactured by the manufacturer. There is a possibility that your battery is malfunctioning if it is relatively new but continues to die. In the future, how can we prevent the draining of the battery? Regular maintenance should be performed. Maintain the cleanliness of the battery terminals and make sure the connection is secure. Make use of a battery tender. If you don't drive very often, you should consider purchasing a battery maintainer so that you can keep your battery charged. Enhance your battery with a better one. If you use a lot of electronic devices, you might want to think about purchasing a deep cycle or AGM, absorbent glass mat, battery. Check the electrical system in your home. If you have any reason to suspect that there is a problem, you should get the electrical system of your vehicle examined by a trained professional. In a timely manner, replace the battery. The best course of action is to replace your battery before it reaches the end of its lifespan rather than waiting until it fails. In spite of the fact that a dead car battery might be a bothersome problem, it is possible to avoid it from occurring again and again by doing the necessary diagnostics and maintenance. Putting forth the effort to do routine maintenance on your battery will, in the long term, save you both money and trouble. If, despite attempting these remedies, your battery continues to die, you should seek the assistance of a qualified mechanic who can identify the underlying problems. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest car maintenance tips.